often say here on the show that nothing is new, is it not? I mean, you look at the world of culture and celebrity and you kind of think that we're in the moment, you know. We're all in the world now. We have podcasting and listening to celebrities' advice. Well, I don't know about you and me. I'm not. I take your advice and I just listen to my own inner advice and think, that's too expensive. I won't bother. You know what I mean? But on a serious note, you know, you look at the culture of celebrity and you realize that everything really is just more or less the same. It's just these sort of facets around it, you know, the digital world that we now live in. Now, I was lucky enough many years ago to meet a beautiful lady, absolutely stunning lady called Anne Sidney. Who remembers her? First, of course, as Miss Great Britain, and then in 1964 became Miss World. And literally, her world was turned around. And I wanted to share this particular insight with you. As ever, let me explain. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you today. Yeah, Miss World. I mean, we've often said this on the show. I loved that show. I thought it was great fun, you know, and it was an opportunity for girls of all backgrounds and, you know, classes, whatever, to get an opportunity, as did the beautiful Anne Sidney. She said she didn't start out to become a model or indeed famous. It was something that she, like any young woman with great looks, had thought about, but, you know, and eventually her mother put her in for a few beauty contests and she found herself winning in places like Morecambe and Blackpool and very quickly became our Miss Great Britain. Of course, that catapulted her at that point also into the lineup of Miss World 1964. Fascinating to note, let me tell you, that in the particular panels were none other, because of course they were both very famous at the time, were of course Sir Sean Connery and Sir Roger Moore, who had a pivotal part in Anne Sidney's future. You see, a lot of people don't realise that Anne became a bit of a movie star for a while, popping up in Thunderball for James Bond. Now, apparently, at the Café de Paris, Sean Connery had already clocked the fact that this was an incredible-looking lady. And more importantly, Bond producers did look at beauty lineups and beauty pageants to see whether they could work some of these beautiful girls, like, of course, Dinah Rigg, Joanna Lumley, into the plots. Let's not forget there was a harem of them on Her Majesty's Secret Service with, of course, George Lazenby. But did you know this? As Anne pointed out to me, and this is what I mean about how everything just comes a full circle. Very quickly, you see, after she'd won Miss World, so many opportunities came her way. As she told me, she was flying around the world first class as an ambassador for certain brands. And then she got the penultimate sort of offers, she might suggest, to become a pop star. Now think about this in the 1960s. We have the likes of Cilla Black, Dusty Springfield, Petula Clark, Sandy Shaw, so many more, the brilliant Dionne Warwick, you know, everybody was literally gracing the charts, and there were mainly females taking on the likes of Billy J. Kramer and the Beatles. Anne was no different. She made a record, The Boy in the Woolly Jumper. Yes. Now, the sad thing was, this sadly did not take the charts by storm. And as Anne said, after her very first year as Miss World, literally, she had no idea what to do. But her agent suggested that she decided to become, and wanted to become, an actress. So for £12 a week, she joined a local repertory company and learned how to act. She appeared in many other things along the way. And as she said to me, Miss World gave her a wonderful opportunity to launch herself onto the world with all sorts of opportunities that would have never come her way had it not been for that competition. Yes, we know Miss Universe still goes and Miss World still runs around the world, but it doesn't have the same cachet. Can you truly say you knew or know who was Miss World or Miss Universe in the last couple of years? Seemingly, it's all been swept under the carpet of PC. But as Anne Sidney pointed out to me, she had very much a wonderful year, literally as Miss World, with alleged affairs with the likes of the entertainer Bruce Forsyth and squire in the eye of many more famous Hollywood stars along the way. For Anne Sidney, she believed that Miss World was the gateway, literally, to the world. And more importantly, she proved it. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.